I'm finally married. I have mentioned in my vlogs that I didn't vlog during the wedding, so I decided to do a debrief, but I also wasn't sure the structure in which I was going to do this debrief. So guess what, Copilot is going to be helping sis out so I can give you a structured debrief. Yeah, good. So for anyone that is new on my channel, which probably would be a lot of people because right now I have like less than 200 subscribers and I probably average around 10 views. Let me introduce myself. My name is Markella. So if you come across this video and I don't know you in real life and somehow the algorithms worked in my favor and brought me to you, welcome. I hope you stay. I am a 30-year-old navigating life and trying to romanticize everyday living. I recently got married and I'm doing a debrief. Okay, so now that I've done the intro part according to Copilot, I need to go into the wedding morning. Okay, so I woke up at my mom's. She made me some tea. We sat in bed, we talked a bit, we prayed. I think it's so important that brides do that, even if you do live with your man, which I was living with my mom, with my man. Just to make it, just to add, again, I'm not telling you what to do, but I think it's really special when you decide like to spend the night with your mom or with a family member and then you don't see each other until the wedding day. And I think that honestly made it extra special for me. So waking up in the morning to her preparing me tea, advising me, and just, you know, soaking it all in was perfect. After all of that, I started getting ready. The morning started off with us having makeup done by Owen's Artistry. She did my makeup and my mom's makeup, so it was like at-home service. So then after that, we got dressed and then I made my way to the wedding venue. It was emotional when I was having the conversations with my mom, but I would say that at this point everything still felt like, oh, it was just a normal day to me. Throughout my whole wedding process, it just felt like a normal day to me. I wouldn't lie to you, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I didn't feel any pressure and I didn't feel tense or anxious. I just knew that the day was gonna be what it was, but I know I was gonna leave there with the ring. I was gonna retire with the ring. Yes, you know, I'm lucky. I'm not lucky, I'm blessed. Yes. Anyway, I don't know. Is Nikki still cancelled? Was Nikki still cancelled? I'm not cancelling Nikki. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Don't cancel me though. There wasn't any surprise. We had a civil ceremony. So we had it in a town hall. I'm in London in the UK. I don't know how it is where you are in the world, but on my side of the world, we have it in a town hall and it's more of like an official ceremony. It's not religious whatsoever. So the officiant that we had, the registrar, she was really great. She was very funny, really chill, and I really loved it. Nothing funny happened. I think we were late, but again, our registrar was really chill, so she didn't pressure us or, you know, try and rush us when we got there, so that was good. Luckily for us, everybody arrived. I think one of the benefits of coming late is that you give everybody time to get there. Bubba and I had agreed that we would both walk down the aisles with our moms, and on top of that, our moms had the same outfits. They kind of matched, which I thought was so cute. Bubba came through first. He walked down the aisle with his mom, and then I walked down the aisle with my mom. And then we walked to the altar. We said our vows. After we said our vows, because my husband is African American, he wanted to input his African American heritage, so we jumped the broom. We had a nicely decorated broom, and yeah, I think I even have the broom here. Hold on one second, let me get the broom. Okay, so this is the broom that we jumped. And this is gonna stay in our family for centuries. I'm manifesting, prophesying this. All our kids are all gonna jump to this lovely broom here. So we're gonna try our best to preserve it as best as we possibly can. What I wanna do is I wanna hang it somewhere like that and add it as decor in our house, in our apartment, in house in the future, that we manifest that, amen. So yeah, this seems like it's coming undone, but I will fix that. So that was the ceremony. We said our vows. It was really beautiful. I think I have some clips. Now that we've done the ceremony, let's talk about the reception. The reception was lovely. We chose a restaurant near the town hall that we used for our ceremony. It was a lovely barbecue place. When we settled on Lambeth Town Hall as our ceremony space, we were like, okay, we can't have people travel to the reception venue, so we wanted something local. We initially thought we could do it at the town hall, but they had stopped doing refreshments at the town hall, so we had to find a reception space. So we walked up the road and we came across the smokehouse. Initially, I'm not gonna lie to you, initially I wasn't excited about it. I didn't want to do it there, but then it grew, the space grew on me, and then the convenience of it also grew on me, and I was like, okay, this is the best option we had out of all the options that were available to us. And it kind of worked out really well. Everybody made their way to the reception venue. It was just like a 2-3 minute walk from the town hall. It meant that people didn't have to go back into their cars, go to another location, find parking at another location. They didn't have to do all that, so it was really good. So because it was a very low budget wedding, we had my cousin, my uncle technically, but he's my young uncle, so I see him as a cousin, David, and he was our MC. It was his idea that when we are coming in for our reception entrance, that everyone says shh, because my husband's surname kind of ends with an SH, so like shh. So he said everyone said shh. My husband and I walked in, we heard shh, shh. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? Why are we shushing? And I'm not sure, like, I hope I can find a video, but we look so confused and we're like, why is everyone shh? Well, we just kind of played it off and just smiled. So our first dance, it was lovely. However, we had issues with the venue and the sound. So the restaurant did have speakers, but the volume was so low, so we couldn't hear the music, which was really upsetting for me. But you know, we managed to have our first dance. Any standout stories? I don't think there was any standout stories. I just know that we had fun, and the day turned out, honestly, the day turned out beautifully. It did turn out beautifully. There's always going to be something that could have been better, but overall, I'm just glad that we were able to get it done and everybody did enjoy themselves. The food was great. For some, but you know, it is what it is. And the other day I did retire with the ring, so let's talk about vendors. This is where I want to really spend time on in this debrief. First of all, venues. There's 2 venues I used for my wedding. I used the Lambeth Town Hall for my wedding ceremony, and honestly, it was lovely. Lambeth Town Hall was actually the first wedding venue we viewed when we were looking for places. We viewed Lambeth Town Hall, we viewed the very popular Old Marylebone Town Hall as well. And to be honest, Lambeth stole it for us. Apart from the fact that Lambeth Town Hall is absolutely gorgeous, it was closer to our budget as compared to the Old Marylebone Town Hall. And also in terms of location, it just seemed better because most of my family are south of London, so yeah. And we used the circular hall, and honestly, the circular hall is gorgeous. It was right beneath the clock tower. It was a circular hall. They had these lovely marble floors and oil painted stained glass windows. It was really lovely, whimsical and romantic, and I loved it. Then the second venue that we used, which was for our wedding reception, was the Clutch Restaurant, which was literally a 2-minute walk from the Lambeth Town Hall. And they are a barbecue smokehouse, so they made barbecue food. The food was amazing. The restaurant itself actually looked good, and we did do a little decor for the restaurant, nothing too crazy, but yeah, it was lovely, and it took up all our guests. Luckily, even though we did go over our numbers, the restaurant was able to actually feed us all and take us all, so we thank God for that. Venues, I'll give that like an 8.5 out of 10. Honestly, it was great. The next would be my photographer. So I've already spoken about this in last week's vlog. I had an initial photographer that I was gonna use, but then stuff happened and I had to find a new photographer. I stumbled upon Gabriella. Never met her a day in my life, but honestly, she was amazing. When I tell you, she is the best 350 pounds I have spent. I mean, there's quite a few things I spent money on, and I could probably do another video on my how much I've spent overall on the wedding, which was, you would be surprised, you can do a wedding under 3K if you wanted to. And that's for like 50 people. She was the best photographer, like the best 350 I've ever spent, and honestly she did so well. She was so sweet, she was so patient, she took all the best photos, she knew what she was doing, she had a vision and she executed it. I will sell Gabriella to anyone I come across. I've even given her IG to a couple of people already that are planning to have their wedding. So yeah, Gabriella, amazing. And then when it comes to hair and makeup, so I've already mentioned that I had my makeup done by Owens Artistry that I met on IG, and then I also had my hair done by the Hair Galore, also very, very, very lovely. Like, Hair Galore, I've used her a couple of times, so I knew she was going to slay my frontal for me. She had been looking amazing. I told her what I wanted to do, I showed her, and you know, she did what she did, and it turned out amazing. My dress, okay, so last week's vlog I said that my dress had arrived and that mom was going to, I was waiting for mom so we can try it on. We tried it on with the shawl, the wedding shawl that comes with it, and I'm not sure if I have a picture of it, but if I have a picture of it, I'll insert it now. When I put that outfit on, I said hell no. One, I was gonna be too cold, and two, it just made me, I didn't feel like a bride. You know, when you wear a dress, from every video I've seen of like brides, it's like they felt like a bride, they felt like this was the one, right? And I chose that dress based on someone who did not even have the same body type as me, that I just liked how they looked, and I just thought, oh, that would be great on me. And then I put it on and I'm just like, this is not for me. It looks good on her, but it definitely is not flattering for me. And you know, I'm a bigger girl now. For now, we're gonna work on that and we'll talk about that in another video, but for now, I am a bigger girl. And it just, it wasn't flattering at all. So can you believe it that a week to the wedding, I purchased a new dress, and the dress came a day or two before the wedding? So a day or two before the wedding, I didn't have a wedding dress, but I did. I was, again, God was just in control of everything, because that could have gone so wrong. But when the dress arrived, I tried it on with mom, and we were like, yeah, this is the one. This is the one. The only problem and the only thing that I was not sure about and was anxious about was the sizing, was because the largest size they had was an XL, and I was like, whatever it is, I'm gonna get the largest size, because it's better to be able to take in a dress than to try and look for a way to open it up. But even then, I was hoping that the XL wouldn't be too small. It came and it was fine. It was fine, and honestly, the dress looked so good. I did struggle a bit to put the cape on. I'm not even sure if I did put the cape on properly, but hey, I looked for the bit where it looked like a neck could go through, and I looked at how it looked like on the lady and the model and how the sleeve would look like, and I did my own thing with it. Okay. And then my shoes, I got them from Shein. I got my jewelry my mom gave to me. What I loved most about my day would be the fact that it did feel like a whole family event. My main aim for our wedding was to have people feel the love. People feel the love. People feel our connection, and I felt like our wedding really did deliver that. So I'm so happy. I'm so happy that although it was simple, it was beautiful, and that's all I could ever ask for. I was happy that, you know, people did show out for my husband. Like, he had family and friends here, and it was quite short notice as well. Like, we only started sending our invites out probably in September or August, September maybe, and the wedding was in November. We didn't give people enough time to prepare, and we know how life can be sometimes. People might have had plans for their money, or people might have had trips already, or maybe people just were not ready to travel. But you know, his family made sure that they did, and I really appreciated them for coming and for doing that. And I also appreciated our moms. Our moms really did support us. I just want to say a big thank you to our moms. My gosh, I was going on about the thank yous and my camera just cut. Yeah, anyway, back to what I was saying. Our moms were the real MVPs. let me dim it down a bit. Yeah, our moms are the real MVPs. They really did their big one to support us, so I'm forever ever appreciative of them. What else? Okay, we've been going on for about almost 23 minutes, so I need to wrap this up. Emotional bits, I think I've gone through the emotional bits. I think one of the most emotional bits, I think, is when we're saying that we said our own vows, as well as the vows that the registrar would give us to say. And I looked around twice. Once when we were saying the vows, I just looked over at my mom and she was bawling her eyes out, and I was like, okay, let me not look at her because she'll get me emotional. And then there was a bit where it said, does anyone know a reason why these two should not be married? I turned around and looked. I wanted to make sure no one tried nothing on my wedding day, because I am retiring with the ring. What? Retiring with the ring. Okay. Yeah. So those are the two, like, emotional. I mean, one was emotional and then the other was just hysterical. I can be a bit dramatic sometimes, in case you haven't caught the drift. Things that I wish I knew about the wedding. Let's see. One, I wish I knew to have checked the sound system at the reception venue. That's one thing I really wish I had known. I just trusted that they're a restaurant and we've heard music there, but it never clocked to me that the music was really low. So one thing I wish is either we had checked to make sure the speakers were working, or we had arranged for a DJ. You know, in hindsight, I wish we'd had like some form of music system backup, because we weren't able to party because the music was too low in the reception venue. Another thing was that you might have a certain number of people that you want to invite, and my number was 40. We ended up with 50 plus. Never think that the number you are planning for is, you know, you should budget for. You should budget for more. But to be honest, I kind of knew that only because I had a planner. And that goes to one more thing about vendors, and I didn't mention, and this is a special mention. I can't believe I almost forgot. Special mention. And this is not something I should have known, because I did know. And if you are planning a wedding, this is something that you should really think about and you should implement. A wedding planner. A wedding planner is so important. And I want to give a special mention to my cousin Iris. She was my wedding planner. She does events. She did such a good job. And I think I have to credit, apart from God, I have to credit a lot of my relaxation on her, because I didn't really have to think much. I didn't. And because she's type A, and I like to laugh at her about it, she's type A. She has a spreadsheet for everything. And it was so organized. Yeah, I want to give a big shout out to Iris. Thank you so much. I know you might be watching, so thank you so much. I don't think you understand what you did for us, what you did for me personally, but then also for us. We're so grateful. We're so grateful. She did everything. So the only things that she only gave me actions, like, okay, you need to do this by this time. And she did a website. She notified guests about parking, about how many days of the wedding. Like, everybody was talking about how organized the wedding planning was. Now that then leads into something else that I'm gonna put as a something I wish I'd known. Invested in a planner to support her, because I think by the time, not a planner, sorry, a wedding coordinator, because she did everything to prepare for the day. And I think on the day she must have been, it was a lot for one person, and also she would have been burnt out. And I should have planned for someone to support her and coordinate the day, so she can speak to them and then, you know, support them as they coordinate the day, so she can also be present for the wedding. So in hindsight, I feel like that's something that I should have really focused on. And, you know, sometimes it doesn't have to be someone you pay. It could have been, I could have delegated that work to family members, because family members did a lot. Like my cousin Bright, he was my best man. He didn't really have much to do, but he was also my wedding cake baker. He did my wedding cake, and again, he's a family member. He gave me a huge discount, and the cake turned out beautiful. Like my MC David, I didn't pay him anything. I didn't even give him anything, which I feel really bad about, but I need to sort him out. So David, if you do ever see this, hold me to it. I need to sort you out. He did such a good job. I didn't have to pay anything for that. If you've got family members that can do something, and trust me, when it's that day, people do want to help. People do want to support. So my advice is to really speak to family and reach out to them, because someone could do something, you know. And that's what even made it more intimate and more special. It just felt like a family gathering, and we were just celebrating my husband and I's love. Like it was beautiful. I would really highly recommend it to people. Like, you know, the cost of living is not a joke right now. We're a young couple. Well, we're not a young couple, but we are a young couple. We're relatively young, okay, because we're both above 30 now. Well, I'm 30, but you know, and we're now starting our lives. We want to save our money and purchase things and, you know, prepare ourselves for the future. So spending 20 to 30k on a wedding just seems so unrealistic. But also, like, we don't even have the money, you know. And even if we had the money, I would be beating myself up if I spend that money on one day when I have the rest of my life to think about. But I also do get it. I do get why family do that. Like not family, sorry. I do get why people do. Gosh, the English is not Englishing. Okay, I've been talking for a long time, so now I'm running out of words. But I do get why people spend 20,000, 30,000 on the wedding, because it is a special day and you want to, you know, enter marriage life with a big bang. And I feel like if you have the money to do that, do it. If I had the money to do that, I probably still won't do it, but you know, I'm sure my husband would, and then I'd end up doing it because of him. Because I initially wanted to have a very small wedding. When I say very small wedding, 4 people, including my husband and I wanted it to be a simple ceremony where it was just me, my husband, and our mums being our witnesses. They sign our thing, we go for dinner, that's the end of it. No one will know we're married until when we're ready to have a big celebration, which he wanted to do. And so then I was like, okay, then you can have your celebration a couple of years later. But no one was having it. So the middle way, the meet and me middle way, was having 50 people, and that's what we did. Favorite moments and my highlights. I think my highlight of the day would be the moment I said I do. That would have been my highlight. My highlight of the day was jumping the broom. My highlight of the day was seeing that, you know, the ceremony wasn't empty, because that was one of my fears. Like, my fears was that, like, listen, I barely talk to people, I don't maintain my relationships well, who's gonna show up for my wedding? And then I ended up having more than enough people there. So it just goes to show, you just never know. If you trust everything to God, he will do what he gotta do, you know. And I do believe he really did come through for both of us. So yeah, my highlight was just seeing everyone having fun, everybody just happy for us. That was my highlight of the day, as well as I do. Your girl's retired with the ring. Yes, I will retire with the ring. Yes. No, I'm not lucky, I'm blessed. Yes. Clap for the heavyweight champ, me. But I couldn't do it all alone. We, hey, God, the Holy Spirit, and Jesus, they came through. I do too much sometimes. Anyway, so where are we now? Gosh, how do I feel now that it's over? I feel great. I'm getting on with life. Okay, it gets a little bit quiet on the side of the, you know, the side of the event, I say event, of the wedding, and I love it. I'm just so glad it's done with. I'm so glad. I'm so glad it's done with. Honestly, even though I wasn't stressed out and I wasn't even doing much, I'm just glad it's over and done with, because that's something that's out of the way now. The next thing is the honeymoon, okay, baby? And we'll talk about the honeymoon another day. What's next? Honeymoon. Settling in. We're settling in because Bubba's got in his right to work. He's actually at work today. Today's his first day at his new job here in the UK, his first official job in the UK. So yeah, that's what we're doing. We're figuring, we're moving on with life. And yeah, honeymoon, we'll talk about that later. Should I talk about it now? I feel like this vlog is going to be so long, so let's not drag it out. But if you see the subsequent, well, the next couple of vlogs, I will talk about what's happening in my life and what we're planning, so you will find out eventually. But we are definitely doing a honeymoon this year. And then that's it. That's the end of the wedding debrief. Now, I kind of tried to follow this AI structure as best as possible. So I may have missed some things out. If there's anything you want to ask questions about, this is going to anyone who randomly comes across my debrief video. If you have questions, ask me in the comment section. Engage. I am also trying to reach 1,000 subscribers and I'm not even at 200 yet, so if you can also subscribe, that would be really, really great. I will respond to comments in general. To be honest, I need your engagement. So I was gonna say that I'd only respond to comments from people that are subscribed, but beggars can't be choosers. So I will respond. Just ask me whatever questions I may have missed out in this debrief. And thank you so much for watching. I really, 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 really hope that you do come back for next week's vlog. Thank you so much. Remember to like, subscribe obviously, and leave a comment or tell a friend to tell a friend. Oh my gosh, I'm stealing someone's outro or intro. You know what, I'm not gonna plagiarize that. I'm gonna have to love and leave you until next vlog. Ciao. Good morning, Mr. Dinish.
Good morning, Mrs. Dinish.
How does it feel being a husband this morning?
Blessed and highly favored.
Amen, amen.
How does it feel to be you?
Blessed and highly favored, as you can see. Big heavy on the side. That's what I feel there. Iceberg here, I'm trying to, right, but yeah, it feels good.
You took a vow with the new say.
Yeah.